Hello. Some change in the temperature since the last time you seen me. How's the form? Hope you're all well. Kind of a wee bit shocked about the feedback from that last video. Definitely did not expect the amount of comments and messages and stuff that came in after it. So thank you very much. Like I've said to you before, try and keep it as real as we possibly can. And yeah, that's just part of what, not just me but all the girls around here, what we all do. So yeah, a small part of what we do, I suppose. So since the last video that I made, we have a wee helper here. One wee helper, another helper. Say hi, Lucy.
What?
Say hello.
Hello.
Say hi, Max.
Hi, Max.
Well, that's double trouble there. Those two have.
I'm hungry still.
You're still hungry? Yeah. Right. Okay.
I want another chocolate bar.
Another one of them. Right. Okay. They know that I always have good stuff in the car. I'm just. I don't know. Hang on. Right, so I've sent them packing with a full bag of sweets, so that should keep them entertained for at least 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Definitely was not expecting just to kind of get that, I suppose, feedback. You know, it's kind of just the done thing about here, and all the girls, you know, there's 4 of us married, and then the other 2 have partners, so we all just do whatever it takes to keep the show on the road, keep everybody happy. And I suppose, generally speaking, the way that we look at it, although we are all working, we all have jobs, we all have so much other stuff going on between the house and family and work and everything else, but we all just muck in and just try and keep the whole thing going. And we try to tell the boys that they are very lucky in that respect, but they keep telling us that we're the lucky ones, and I don't really know where they get that from, but yeah. So yeah, the temperature has dropped greatly, and in the last video I said it was going to probably be the last sunshine summer video that you were going to get, and I think I was right, because I think it has done nothing but rain ever since. So today's Saturday, so we are exactly 3 weeks tomorrow from the Slurry ban coming in, and that has left ground conditions less than desirable, I suppose, let's just say. Yeah, there's a lot of work still to do, I suppose, you know, to kind of finish off the season. There's a lot of slurry to go out, there's a lot of sowing to be done. So this morning I actually took a run out to one of our out farms. So Christopher is in the 8740S, Alex is in the 265 pulling the Cavernland, and then that's Johnny sowing then behind them. So yeah, we're just very conscious that we had this conversation yesterday, when is it too late to stop to plant and to sow barley. So that's winter barley that's going in there. That field I actually showed you before in an earlier video being cut. So there was winter barley that was in it last year, did very well, so we have done the same again with it this year. So and there it is in there somewhere. So aside from that, today we do have tankers going. There is tankers out here, there and everywhere. So like I said, today is Saturday. Now usually if the weather's not great on a Saturday, we would sort of say to the boys, listen, if you want to take the day off, work away, but we are just coming in tight now to the ban coming in. So the ban for us comes in on the 15th of October. Everywhere in Northern Ireland is exact same. I know obviously some of the guys in the south of Ireland, their ban might be in already, or it might be in after ours, just depending on what your guidelines are. But ours is the 15th of October, and always is the 15th of October, and that is us closed completely then up until the 1st of February. So there's a lot of slurry in Northern Ireland, and a lot of slurry to get out of tanks and to get rid of before the curtain closes on Sunday the 15th of October. So this week, I suppose, with the weather being so poor, the slurry outfits that were away, tankers were away every day, pipelines out every day, but it's probably coming in now that definitely the next 2 weeks is going to be mental. And well, if you watched any of my other videos before, you know what I think about calendar farming, you know what I think about the slurry ban, and yeah, it's just a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, not just on us, but every single farmer in Northern Ireland who has slurry in a tank will be feeling it, because you know, it's going to be a very long winter in many ways, but especially whenever the weather is the way that it is, and if we keep kind of following suit and getting as much rain as what we do, anybody who has, you know, a tank of slurry and they sort of think that they're safe enough, once you get a lot of rainwater into it and you've got, you know, 3 months to hold fire before you can do anything with it, that tank's not long in filling up. So yeah, there's stress on all levels, no matter who you are, what sort of farming you're doing, what scale of farming you're doing. It's tight going, and yeah, it's just, last year we got away not too bad because the back end actually came around really, really good. We still had tankers in the fields, you know, at the end up, and that was great. But I have a feeling this year might be a bit different. Ground is into the absolute backside, to put it politely, and yeah, it just doesn't make the job any nicer or any easier. Plus it gives you a lot of heartache coming into the spring, because, you know, if you're tracking ground now, you're obviously not going to be able to do anything with it until the springtime. So this is Craig's outfit here. He isn't in today, but he has been away all week spreading slurry, and he has the full slurry equip rig out, and he has the new pipeline there that we got last year, or start of the spring. So his is the hydraulic folding out, and he's got a back railer on as well. So that is certainly a bit of kit that has been bought that has performed fantastically well for us, and even backup and stuff from Slurry Equip has been very, very good. So if there's only one pipeline going out, so this is probably something very different to what I've ever showed you in any of these videos before, but there have been a few new additions, so I'm going to go in here and show you them now. So these are actually Joanne's sheep. So Joanne's married to Johnny. Joanne's my sister-in-law, so this is her hobby. So it is. So we'll show you them here now. So welcome to Joanne's sheep house. Now Joanne's not the only one with sheep in the Killen family. Christopher he must have maybe 200 or 300 head of ewes on his own. But yeah, these are Joanne's. So these boys have all just kind of lambed in the past week, sort of 10 days. So they are all pedigree registered Dorsets, and they actually, well, there's one that we're still waiting on lambing, but the rest of them all seem to lamb within about 24 hours of each other. So they're all getting on really, really well. And inside the polytunnel as well, this is definitely some job. Definitely some job. Keeps the heat in, keeps the wind out, and as you can see, they're all happy enough and thriving. Most dairy farmers, whenever you mention the word sheep to them, will have probably quite the answer for you. They wouldn't be massively, this big pet, they wouldn't be massively keen. So whenever Joanne said that she was getting sheep, it was it was quite funny. It was actually quite funny. But do you know what? They've done fantastically well for her. So she's only really, I suppose, a very new to the whole breeding carry on and stuff. So last year was the first that she actually got to sell any lambs or anything like that. So she sold 2 ram lambs last year with Ballymena up at the Dorset show. Got on fantastically well. 2 damn good lambs they were as well. And yeah, she'll probably do as well, if not better, this year with them. She has a fantastic ram. Sheep lambing is always a very bittersweet thing for me. I grew up on what I suppose was predominantly a sheep farm at home, up until we actually lost our entire flock to a disease that some of you might be familiar with. Some people might be saying, whenever I say this, they'll say they never heard tell of it before. But yeah, we probably were lambing definitely the most of 900 ewes at the time, and we fell victim to a disease which was fairly uncommon, fairly unheard of in Northern Ireland at that stage. So that would have been 2011 that we lost the whole flock. But yeah, we somehow managed to bring Yagazita into the flock, and we had to do a departmental clear out to keep the ground free. It was the only way to get rid of the parasite in the land, was to clear the ground for 9 months. So anytime you see lambs coming, or especially springtime lambing, you definitely do feel it. You feel it a lot more. I suppose it's kind of just what, I was just brought up with it every year. This time of year was the whole, getting rams out, and then, anti-scanning. It's hard, like it's, and I suppose whenever I hear people who have had bad experiences with TB, I can completely resonate with them. It's horrible. Like, I know my dad, it probably took him the most of 10 years, I would say, to kind of be normal at lambing time. Whenever your life's kind of set up, and your farming calendar set up, and then all of a sudden, you're missing the biggest part of your farming business. But the first couple of years at lambing time was tight going, that we couldn't look at each other, because there was just such a massive part of the farm was missing. And unfortunately for us at that time, yes, there was a government benefit scheme, kind of like for TB, there was a payout, but it was nowhere near what you could ever go and start buying ewes again at. And I would say probably 90% of the sheep that we had at that stage were all our own homebred ewes, and they were bred the way we wanted them. They were bred to suit how we farmed, and we never went back into it. My dad has never had a sheep in the place ever since. So yeah, lambing. So whenever I see lambs in the ground, I love to see them. I love sheep. Adam goes clean mad whenever I talk about sheep, because he knows how much I love them and how much I would love my own. But yeah, it's just always very bittersweet. You just always you're like, But anyway, yeah. So that was Foyle v Dorsets. Yeah, Joanne's Joanne is very, very busy. I suppose Dorsets are a wee bit different in that they lamb now in September, with the view then obviously to selling lambs in the springtime. It takes a wee bit of getting used to seeing lambs at this time of year, but that's just the hardcore crossbred sheep farmer that I have grown up being. Right, that's enough of the emotional crack out of me today. So another thing that we have been busy doing this week, we have maize ready to cut. Well, we don't personally, but yeah, there's customers out there who have a lot of maize ready to cut. And you know what I'm going to say, you know the score by now. We are just waiting on the weather to come right. So the maize headers we're getting, I suppose they kind of just fitted them and, you know, just replaced blades and everything else on them, and just kind of give them a good look around there just over the past couple of days. Fixed anything that needed fixed, and just means that whenever the phone rings and somebody says, right, I'm ready, I have a field that you're not going to get buried in once you drive into it, come on ahead, we're ready. And you know, it'll be great to get at it. It definitely will be great to get at it. It's nice to get a bit of variation in the work, and especially whenever you're coming up to the slurry ban, it is just slurry. So it is nice to kind of get a wee run out to maize. So there's the silage pit that you saw being covered in the last video. It hasn't sank an awful lot, so it hasn't, but my god, we were glad to get that in that day. Definitely. Look at this here. Diet feeding with a dozing tyre on the front. Yes, there has been that much rain. No, this is our setup for maize. So we're not that bad. It's not that bad just yet. But no, this is our setup for pushing anybody who's stuck. Because whenever you're at maize, you can have a chain on constantly, you could be hooking trailers on and off steady, and this way it means that you can just put the tyre to the back corner of the trailer and give them a wee gentle dose, a wee gentle push, and it might just be enough to kind of keep them going, and keep them moving, I suppose. Very simple bit of engineering, if I do say so myself, not that I have anything to do with it, but yeah, it's just a simple A-frame and a tyre, and then you have it fastened in the inside there, and yeah, it works really, really well, and it just means then you're not damaging anything, and it just means then that everybody, you know, no matter who comes into the field, if you are getting it tight, the next boy in can just give you a wee gentle dose, and should hopefully set you on your way. That is the story this week. I will leave you with some of the crack and carry on that has been happening of late. Now, the next time you see me, fingers crossed, the slurry ban will be in the process of being wound up and maize will be started. But listen, I'll keep you updated anyway as much as I possibly can. As always, any questions, hit me up, and I will see you again. Take care.